for joining me on My Life on Paper. I am Brianna. It is Sunday, so Sketch Sunday, where we each take the same sketch and do our interpretation. Today we have a Sketches in Time, and it looks like Nadine Garlier, something like that, but I'll have the sketch up in the corner. And I continue, this is July, so I continue to play along with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, where we take a pin for inspiration. I have been grabbing lots of pins for titles. This one isn't any different. When you go into Cricut, I have a Cricut, and I like to use it as probably especially for titles. And I'm picky when it comes to picking my title. But when you go into Cricut and you look for like a beer title, it will give you a million. And you can spend all day finding the perfect beer title. Going to Pinterest, finding one is much faster. I found one and it was shown at the beginning, a whole bunch of different ideas, but Wish You Were Beer. So brought that up. There was 3 to pick from. I haven't picked one yet, but I will get it on this layout. I'm very excited. I wouldn't have come up with that by myself. These are pictures of myself and my husband. We went to Deluxe in Madison for a beer. We have a pub pass, which if you don't know about these, and I don't know if they have them everywhere, but it's kind of like a passport that you pay for the passport, and then each place you go in there, you get a stamp, and then you get the free beer there, or a free beer there. I mean, it was whatever you wanted. So we had a beer before we went to dinner, and then we went out to see a local band, and it was totally fun. But this is just our stop for a drink before dinner. I am a themed scrapbooker, and I have beer paper, and these are from Reminisce, and it's more beer too. I have various other paper. This is from Stamping Station. It's called Drinking Bottles. This is from Scrapbook Customs. I like this, both sides. And then this, I don't have any kind of, I bet I took the strip off already. So it seems like it would have went with a different collection, but this is what I have to start with. I don't have a lot of scrap, so I'm gonna go for the big pieces of paper, but there's those 3 nice chunks in that paper. And it looks like there might be some mixed media in the background, so I might do that too. It would be fun to do some kind of a foam. I have no idea how I would make mixed media foam, but if there's a way, I will try to find that out. So let's get scrapping. I'm so excited. I figured out the beer foam part. I did not make you watch me cut out all the pieces, but I got that. And then here I am deciding what background piece do I want. And for a second, I gave a thought to this gingham, but quickly decided that was not the direction I was going to go. And I apologize, this is kind of half off screen for quite a bit of it. So I tried this color and it makes me much happier, pleasing to the eye. So I use this colored stock, and then it's on that I use it's Light and Fluffy Modeling Paste by TCW. And first what I do is glue the pieces to each other. I'm not gluing it back to the background, but I since I got them down the way I like them, I want to keep them that way. So I will take these off the background then, but I'll keep checking to make sure the background is turning out okay by bringing them back in. This was a super fun page with really just a little bit of embellishments, and I've been having fun getting into my stash and using up things that I've had for a very long time. Here I'm messing around because I didn't feel like it was straight. So here I start working on the cardstock. This is a Tim Holtz template, and I like the splatters, and I think it's going to be perfect for beer splotches. So I take the Light and Fluffy modeling paste, and I'm not careful with it in that I want peaks and valleys and mountains. Normally, if I'm using some kind of mixed medium, I'm making it straight across and I'm saving like every little piece of it. But I believe this is at least the second time I've used this Light and Fluffy modeling paste, and it's knock on wood, has remained really light and fluffy in the jar. It has not dried out at all. So here, you can kind of see me kind of making scoops, using my wrist to get peaks and valleys in there. And I want, every time I pick this up and put it down somewhere else, I want it to look completely different. So I do turn the template a lot to get a different look to it. I mean, you're going to see the same big splotch, but I'll turn it. And I wasn't sure how much of the background I wanted to cover, but here you go. I didn't make you watch me do all of that either. And I get pretty good coverage, and I fill in a couple of the spots with some rub-ons, and you'll see me doing that next. So this is my normal. I pull out everything, looking at all the stuff, go above and beyond, take it all out and have to put it back in because I didn't use it. So I'm just looking at all my options. Some of those two titles down there, I actually made as part of a photo. If you've heard me talk about Project Life app, when you make smaller photos, you can stick in some of those cards as far as decoration. So I remove all those pieces then, so that I can get started on what I really want to do, and I decided to start with the rub-ons. And I have done these in the past. I've had subscribers comment that, hey, I have the exact same one and it didn't really work well. Well, I cut out both of the flowers, and you can see already one of those is not a complete flower. But I know I'm going to be tucking them under some of the background, so I'm not too worried. And I just really went for it. I guess I don't know what else I was going to do. Sometimes I will take a different rub-on and just see how does it work. Is it going to rub off nicely? This one gave me a challenge. I did use my tool from 49 Market that has the great rub-ons. This is a close to my heart. This is, gosh, it's over 15 years old. So I'm not blaming the product at all. This is a public service announcement to use your, especially rub-ons, but any of your stash, so that it goes on easy for you when it's first made. But I give it an old college try, and I keep rubbing. I wasn't sure. I tried not to overlap it onto my light and fluffy modeling paste because I didn't think it was going to work really good. Had it been a newer one, it might have gone over the top of that. It's bumpy, it's textured, so who knows. But it gives me a run for my money, and I do have to piece some of the pieces together because it didn't completely stick at first. But it's flowers on a beer layout. I wasn't too concerned or sad or anything like that. And I think for all intents and purposes that it turned out pretty darn good. And I decided, just because now I don't know if I decided it was kind of vintage or what, but just to give it a little different color on the page, I take my ink and I go over it. And if you would like to know what color ink that is, oh no, it's right here. It is Distress Oxide, and it is Rusty Hinge. And I do that to both of those, but first I'm gonna get that, and see, it kind of wants to stick, but I don't want it to get over the texture paste, so I'm gonna move it around a little bit. Okay, now give it the muscle. And I think this one went down better. I'm not completely positive, but I still can tuck this one too, so I'm not totally concerned. So after getting that one done and after inking it, I'm getting my background down, making sure that's secure. And then I'm still looking at pieces to sync to try to see what else I want to go on there. And random pieces from my stash. Now, this one is a reminder, you don't have to use it the way it's made. It was like a tag piece. I just wanted the circle piece, so I cut the tag piece off. I think there's maybe a little divot in it, but you know what? It's not gonna really show. I guess I don't cover, oh no, I am covering it up with something else. So another random sticker. So here is the title, Wish You Were Beer, and I will just lay that out. I played a little bit around with it on my Cricut in that I think the first time I made it too small, but I didn't want it too big because it needed to fit in this space. And so I think I probably made it a different color, trying to get it on the wood background. Then I decided to make it in black because it's going to go over both of them. Those are just the things that I kind of play with. But we're almost done, so make sure you check out everyone below that's playing along with Sketch Sunday, as well as the playlist for Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. Have a fabulous day. I'll see you again soon for another video.